Going on, YouTubers, Mopar people, Mopar Man 1978 out here on another hot day. Besides Mopars and stuff like that I'm into, we also like the Jeeps, old Jeeps, especially these 80s and 90s XJ Jeeps, like what I have in front of me here. This is my folks' Jeep. It's a 96 two-door Jeep Cherokee Sport with a high output 4.0, automatic overdrive, rear wheel drive. We're going to focus on this video for exhaust modifications. Get underneath here and I'll show you. I'm planning on getting this crossover pipe deleted and going down the driver's side away from the oil pan slash transmission, so the heat stays away from the oil pan and the transmission and goes over here, and then maybe down over here just past the front universal joint. I don't know if you can see that very well underneath here. See if I can turn on the lights here. As you can see, about halfway here, I might have the pipe cross back over and come over here like it normally does, or maybe come straight across here, right underneath the U-joint, and then bend and come back into position over here. One modification you can do, we've already had the guts knocked out of the catalytic converter, so there's nothing in here, but once it goes for an inspection, it'll pass inspection, because here in southern Missouri they do inspections to make sure you have all this stuff, but they're not required to, maybe unless you have a brand new vehicle or something, they don't stick the wand in the end of the exhaust pipe to check your emissions. As you can tell, we have an aftermarket muffler on here, but this is too loud for the exhaust. We're gonna put a high flow muffled muffler on this 4.0 liter. One of them Walker, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it in the description down below. But it's a Walker high flow high performance exhaust muffler. Anyway, the focus of this video is, since if you have a Jeep that has a catalytic converter and you want to delete it, like this has been deleted technically, even though it doesn't look like it, whether you have it cut off and you just have a piece of pipe with a bung welded to it for the O2 sensor to go in here, or you have the cat on here with the O2 sensor plugged into another part of the deal, the downstream sensor. Anyway, you go to AutoZone and you buy this do it right, do it yourself 18 millimeter non-fouler adapter. You screw it in here. Before you screw it in, you take a 1/2 inch drill bit, put this in a vise or a drill press, take a 1/2 inch drill bit, drill down through the center, drill it out. This O2 sensor will fit down in there after that, and what it does is it keeps the O2 sensor from sticking down into the flow of the exhaust, and once you don't have your catalytic converter, it'll send a signal back to the computer thinking there's something wrong with your catalytic converter. Well, by putting this fitting on, it takes the nose of the sensor and brings it up out of the flow of the exhaust, and then it sends a signal back to the computer, and the computer thinks everything is working great. Well, what we did is we installed this, and just to be on the safe side, I went ahead and took the positive cable off the battery, neutralized any to a ground any leftover power source, plugged the positive cable back in, then went in, turned the key over to on position, and turn the headlights on and wait for the buzzer to go off. And then when the buzzer went off, I went ahead and turned the ignition off and the headlights back off. Waited a couple seconds, turned the key on, start it up and start it up. That resets the computer. At least it does it on our Jeep. But anyway, this is in case you have your check engine light coming on and off or just stays on. This will fix the problem. And if you have any further questions, I kind of speeded through this. But like I said, 18 millimeter non-Fowler adapter screws into this 18 millimeter thread, and the O2 sensor, it's got 18 millimeter threads on the inside here. And like I said, it brings up out of the way of the flow, so it makes the computer think that the catalytic converter still works, and you keep your good gas mileage, your anything related to timing or fuel mixture or anything to the computer. This fixes the problem. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be doing a part 2 of Jeep XJ mods. Stay tuned.